Hello everyone and welcome back to the final stages of All Out War Act number 2. We are going to win ourselves a Holly and also an elite token or an elite character token, or as sometimes Ghostly likes to call it, an elite fighter token, because that's just the way things roll, I guess. So we'll continue on with the zombies here, and we're keeping up with the same zombie killing team led by the Kenny there, and then we've got Sophia, Carl, Richard and also Connor. Now I'm just going to talk a bit about actually winning Holly as the prize here. Now personally I will be selling her in the supply depot. Like I said, I don't really have a need for her, nor a 3-star in general, but other than that, if you're not got a very heavy roster or you're looking for a decent fast 3-star, she is actually a pretty good 3-star. If at the very least you've not got a really good leader for zombie stages, she is very handy as she gives the plus 12 crit to all teammates, just the same as a tough 3-star Andrea gives the plus 12 to all teammates crit. That is handy purely because it means you can have a mixture of both melee and also ranged characters, and it's not specific to any trait, so you can mix things up and bring in a few. And 12 crit is a good boost if you've not got a heavy crit leader skill, but also when you think about some crit leader skills that you have may be specific to melee or ranged or toughs or alerts and things like that, so it's very handy to have someone that does it for the whole of your teammates and can be a mixture of a bit of everything. And even though it's 12 and it may not be 24 or even the 36 like Kenny has here, 12 is very handy, being that it is in relevance to all teammates rather than specific to anything, so that can come in handy at certain points. So definitely if you're not got someone like that where you can have a mixture, or you're not very comfortable with zombies, that is a very handy leader skill to have. Also her rush is actually fairly handy. It does the 280% damage and also impairs not one player but all players adjacent to that player you're attacking for that one turn, so that's a fairly nice little rush there. If you think about it, she's a multi-hitter similar to Jesus, but does 45% less damage. Of course Jesus does the 325% damage, she only does the 280. If you put it in relevance to the Carl you got here, he does the 275, so she does the 280. The only problem with her rush is that it is actually a slow rush, so it's 106 AP recharge rate, which is not what you like to see. At the very least you should be aiming for normal rushes if you want them to go off. Usually the people with the slow rushes are dead before they go off, but other than that, her rush is quite nice if it gets the chance to go off, but like I said, that recharge rate really puts a downer on it. But at the very least, like I said, her leader skill, if you're not comfortable with zombies and you're wanting to add that texture to your roster where you can have a team that is a mixture of traits and also melees and range, then it is quite nice, that leader skill. It's no different, like I said, to the 3-star tough Andrea, which has a similar one, and that does come in handy, and I used to use my Andrea quite a lot, so at the very least that leader skill is very handy if you want to use it. If you have no need for it, definitely put her in the supply depot as I am and get those points and save up for those weapons you want to buy, also the raid bottles, the world energies, and eventually those big 5-star characters, and some people even buy them 4-star characters. So that's, I guess, your sort of options there. Like I said, she's a half decent player. She's got a few things going for her, but probably the major downer is her slow recharge rate at the 106 AP. That's probably the biggest disappointment with her as a 5-star, but other than that, she's not too bad of a character. So if you've not got a huge roster or you're looking for build up on those 3-stars, then she's very handy to have. Like I said, her rush is decent. It may go off slow, but it is decent, so if it does go off, it is quite a mixture of almost a 4-star Shane with the impair, even though it's only for the one turn, and then you got a multi-hitter like a Jesus there, but it's 45% less damage, so it's quite a nice little rush in theory, but it just takes a while to go off. But you know, when you're just starting out, when you're trying to build up those rosters, that's quite a nice player, so definitely don't sell her if you don't have to. If you're more than comfortable in regards to how your roster's set up and the players within there and you don't need her, then by all means just sell her, dump her off in the supply depot and be done with it. But other than that, like I said, she's a decent player, and I wouldn't discount throwing her out straight away if you can actually use her. But that is all them stages done, so we'll get these prizes. As I said, we're getting through that fairly easy as you do these early stages. So there she is there, like I was talking about, the 280 damage, the 106 AP rate, the plus 12 crit. That's all written down there for you guys to look at. And then we get the elite token there and the supply points. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back later for the rest of this mission.